Hi, I'm Dave from BMC. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple component template starting from scratch. The template consists of two security settings about password handling and rules related to those settings. You can use this template as the basis of a compliance job that tests whether components on servers satisfy the two rules. I'm not going to show you how to set up compliance remediation content. That's the subject of another video. So let's get started looking at compliance templates. In the Component Templates folder, navigate to a location where you want to create a component template. Right-click, select New Component Template. Enter a name for the component template. Select the type of operations you want to allow for this component template. I select Discover, Browse, Compliance, and allow remediation. Click Finish. Later we'll add more complex information to the component template during an editing process. Select the component template you just created, right-click and select Open. The Component Template tab opens. Tabs representing steps in the template definition process appear in the bottom of the pane here. We want to assign parts to the component template. Click the Parts tab. Click Add Part. Navigate to the type of server for which you want to test compliance. In this case, we select the server running Windows 2008. Expand the server to see all the server object types available on that machine. When selecting parts for a component template, you can use any of these server object types or the individual objects they contain. Component template parts often include a wide variety of server objects. To keep this demonstration simple, we are going to select only two parts. Expand Security Settings, Account Policies, and then Password Policy. Select Enforce Password History and Maximum Password Age and move them to the right. Click OK. Now we're going to set up a rule group and begin to define the first compliance rule. Click the Compliance tab. Click Add New Rule Group. Assign a name to the rule group. Click OK. Select the compliance rule group you just created, and then click Add New Compliance Rule. Assign a name to the rule. Click the Rule Definition subtab. Now we're going to define conditions for rules. Click New Condition. In the first drop-down, expand Configuration Objects. You can roll over entries and a tooltip shows you the full path. Expand the maximum password age and select Effective Setting as a string value. In the next drop-down, select Does Not Equal. Leave the next drop-down blank and then select And. Click New Condition. In the first drop-down, expand maximum password age and select Local Setting as a string value. Select Does Not Equal, leave the next field blank, and select And. Click New Condition. Expand maximum password age and select Effective Setting as an integer value. For this, select Between and enter 1 and 60, then select And. Click New Condition. Expand maximum password age again and select Local Setting as integer value. between 160 and going to apply this. Save your edits with a Control S. So taken together, these rules say that there must be a value for password age, and the password must be no older than 60 days. By the way, these rules are set up to test both the local setting and the effective setting. The local setting is the setting established on a server by means of its local security policy or registry setting. The effective setting is the setting that is actually in effect. They can differ if a server is part of a Windows domain and the domain level group policy object, the GPO, overrides the local setting. Local and effective settings can also differ if the local setting has been changed but is not yet in effect. For example, the server may be in need of a reboot to apply a changed setting. BMC recommends setting up compliance rules to test both the local and effective setting. Now we're going to create another rule. Select the compliance rule group we created earlier and click Add New Compliance Rule. Assign a name to the rule. Click the Rule Definition subtab. Click New Condition. In the first drop-down, expand Configuration Objects. Expand Enforce Password History and select Effective Setting as String Value. Select Does Not Equal. Leave the next field blank and select AND. Click New Condition. Expand Enforce Password History. Select Local Setting as String Value. Does not equal. Leave the next field blank and select AND. Click New Condition. Expand Enforce Password History. Select Effective Setting as Integer Value. Select Greater Than or Equal to. Enter 24. This means you cannot reuse any of your last 24 passwords. And select AND. Click New Condition. Expand Enforce Password History. Select Local Setting as Integer Value. Select Greater Than or Equal to. Enter 24 and select AND. We'll apply this. Save your edits. Taken together, these rules say that there must be a value for password history and that the user cannot reuse any of his last 24 passwords. Now we close all these tabs. We close the tab for the component template. We're prompted to save. Click Yes. And the component template is complete. Congratulations, you have created a compliance template. This template can be used to define a compliance job which measures server compliance to organizational standards for passwords.